Hello and welcome. In this tutorial, I will model a picture frame, and to make it more realistic, pay attention to the details. There are 4 parts in this picture frame tutorial: the frame, the glass, the mat, and of course a photograph or a print. The first thing we should know is the size of the photograph, then the size of the mat, and then the opening dimensions on the mat. The mat is usually the same size as the glass. Since the mat has to fit inside the frame, then the frame is not exactly 12 by 16, and we will see that later. Before we get started, set your units to 1/32 of an inch. On the front view, use the keyboard entry to create a rectangle. Make it 12 by 16, then click Create and Zoom Extents. To remove these brackets, open Default Shading, select Per View Preference, and check the selection brackets. Apply to all views. In the front view again, create another rectangle for the mat's opening size. Make it 9.5 by 7.5 inches, which is a little smaller than the photograph. For the photograph, just create a plane and make it 8 by 10 inches. On this plane, you can import the image you are going to be showing on your photograph. Now I will model the mat board. Make it 16 by 12 plane with 3 segments. Click on Create. Right-click to convert it to an editable poly. Move these vertices to match the opening size. Now select the center polygon and apply bevel. Type in negative number minus 3/32 of an inch to both sides. After you're done, select the center polygon and delete it. So far now we have the mat and the photograph. I will move them a little bit farther back, but you can place them together, but without touching each other. Now we can model the frame. I found these on the internet. This one looks like a simple frame, but you have to look at some of the detail here. The corner here shows a small curve, very small rounded edge here, and over here. And also the top has a curve because probably the thickness of the paint. So I will use this 12 by 16 inch rectangle to create a frame. On the top view, create a 1 by 1 inch plane with 4 segments. And using the tool Line, you can draw the shape of the profile if you're looking at a copy of it. Now you can use Snap to Vertex to make sure you start at some of these vertices. And to exit, you can just press S to toggle on and off. Click and drag and then press S again and complete the shape. Now you can close the shape, and also you can edit the vertices here. As we remember, this one is a very small curve and it just needs to be adjusted a little bit farther down. It's almost flat. And the other corners here, you can use fillet to make round corners by dragging each one a little bit. The interpolation doesn't have to change, but 2 steps is good enough. Now select the 12 by 16 rectangle and apply Sweep modifier. Use Custom section and pick the profile you just made. Now, on the parameters, you will have to adjust the direction. It should match your drawing. Make sure you uncheck the smooth path here, not the section. Let me show you the corner, a close-up view of this corner. You can see the corner that shows the 45-degree angle of both pieces getting together. You have to keep this checked. If you uncheck it, then you will see these short segments. So smooth section makes it look right. This also helps when you do wood mapping. All right, now let's move the frame over the mat. You'll notice that the frame is maybe a little bit shorter, smaller than the mat. So you need to correct. Go back to editing the rectangle of the frame and change the size so that the mat fits inside. Adjust the height too. So the frame is practically ready. For the glass, you need to make a 12 by 16 rectangle, and you can apply shell and make it 1/16 of an inch thick, either on the outside or on the inside, and that will make your glass. Let's move these things together, put the parts together so that they don't touch each other, as if you were assembling a real picture. Here, right-click on the glass, and on the object properties, you can click on See Through. That will help you see what's behind. Here are the materials I have used if you want to use the similar materials. The frame is just black plastic. Add some reflection, a bit of glossiness. The rest is just on default. For the glass, the diffuse is white. The reflection is medium gray. And the Fresnel is on. The refraction is almost white. Here's the glossiness in the IOR. And for the fog color, I used a medium green. Then you can see the effect of the glass color of the fog here. For the matte, it's just paper white. The core of the matte can be off-white. The photo just has to be proportional to 8:10. Now here are the render settings using V-Ray. I am using the graphics card or the GPU so I can speed up the render. You can try that on your computer too. I added some V-Ray lights, and here are some of the parameters. And I placed the picture over a gray, medium gray background. So thanks for watching. See you soon.